Hello guys and welcome here to the Jello Cup Series. This is race number 28 here today from the Rockingham Motor Speedway, the Rock here. This is an abandoned track, but we are back here for the Rock 400. And I'm Brian James here in the booth, proud to bring you coverage. Anyway, Brad Stover. He wrecked out last race. He finished dead last. He's got a lot of ground to make up in the playoffs, but he gets a good start at trying to make up ground here, as he will start from the pole for this race. And 2 is outside for the second race in a row, I believe. Starting second will be Carter Joey in that number 95. Now, of course, we mentioned a few guys wrecked out. About 4 or 5 playoff guys did not finish at Kansas. It was kind of a melee early. It calmed down at the end of the race, which saw Tim Randolph winning his 3rd race this season, and he is locked in to the round of 12. So he has no worries. He led the most laps. He won. Dylan Ibrahimian tried to hold him up at the end, just couldn't do it. And his teammate finished second, Samet Ozkan. Can these guys do some similar stuff today? Could we see more of the teamwork? Because there was a lot of teamwork, I think, in that race. The 3 was doing everything he could to hold up the 18. To help the 43 out, you know. The 20, Dylan Ibrahimian was doing everything he could to hold up Tim Randolph. Could we see more of those manufacturer alliances to help out? Could we see more of those teammate alliances, team orders here today? That's going to be the question. And can anyone else lock their way in to the next round of the playoffs? There's a lot of questions asked, and we will get our answer in the next 59 laps here from Rockingham in just a moment. But let's roll the intro, as this is the Jello Cup Series playoffs. This is Rockingham, race number 28 on the Jello Cup Series schedule. Let's roll the intro, and we'll be right back in just a moment. Through turn 4. Does 24 have enough? It's going to be a drag race to the line. We're going down the front stretch. The 96. Wins the race at Coda. Here we go, through turns 3 and 4. Brad Stover and Carter Joey, as the pace car will peel off. They will lead us to the green flag, and the Rock 400 is underway. Saw some cars hitting the wall a little bit further back. I had mentioned, I think, last race, this track is very unforgiving. If you miss the exit by just a little bit, you could mess up your whole race. You know, you could hit the wall. You can get a good stripe on the side of that car. Caution is out. The 22 of Mitchell Collins, the 43 of Tim Randolph, both involved in a crash here. That'll bring out the first caution of the day. And for Mitchell Collins, possibly panic mode now. Behind the wheel of that 22. But of course they got a road course coming up, so that should help them out, as Brad Stover will lead them onto the pit lane. A few of them, Patrick Smith will stay out, and so will Carter Joey. They'll try to benefit early on with some track position. See, their 88's in. He's got damage. So does the 12 of Tim Horton. That is a tough break for the 12 team, not the result they need. Tim Randolph, the good news for them is they are locked into the next round of the playoffs, so nothing concerning for them. See, the 11 is out and away. So is the 6. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for Brad Stover. This might benefit him more. And they're held up. Hope all's okay with them. They're out and away now. Let's go see what happened. As we mentioned earlier, this track is tricky to navigate. It's tricky to also go 3 wide around here. You see those guys running 3 wide. Max Anderson hits the wall and unfortunately collects the 22. His kind of teammate here. And Mitchell Collins just goes along for the ride. Tim Horton involved there. You see Eric Faden and others as well. Dick Clark gets some damage. Dylan Young gets a ton of damage as well. And I believe Gene Sanford hard on the brakes. She'll avoid any major damage from this wreck. So will Dan Hummel. But the Penske guy's not off to a good start. And Dylan Young, not a good start for that 2 team either. They're going to have to really rebound over at Coda, or just hope that they can limp to the finish here. Mitchell Collins might be in a must-win, though. We'll see as we take you back to the green. Welcome back, and the good news is if you're Dylan Young, you're still on the lead lap. Dick Clark, Tim Horton, though, trapped 1 lap down. That'll hurt them as the race goes along. Tim Randolph, Mitchell Collins out of the race. Now keep in mind, Tim Randolph is locked into the next round, so there's no fear for them. Again, Mitchell Collins might be in a must-win entering the next race. It'll be Patrick Smith and Carter Joey. They'll lead us back to the green. We're back underway here from Rockingham. And the defending champ trying to move on to the next round. Back behind him, Carter Joey also with ambitions for the round of 12. And Charles Sanford is also back there. He wants to make his presence known. As well as Diego Yepes back there. There's also Zach Fitzwater in the top 5. But Patrick Smith, for the time being, is going to pull away in that 35. But here comes Carter Joey. Keep in mind, this is the drive for his 2nd championship. Patrick Smith. I don't believe any past champion has made it past the round of 16 in their championship defense. And there's only been one champion who has defended his or attempted to defend his championship in the past, the season after winning it, and it was Luis Hernandez. And I don't believe he made it out of the first round, if not the second round. Patrick Smith looking to defy the odds, and of course, he does have the odds against him driving a Ford, because Chevy has backed the winner of the championship for the past, oh boy, yeah, the past 4 seasons. Man, how did I forget how many years we've been doing this? Dan Hummel's off the pit lane along with a bunch of others. Mina Monroe there as well. Another playoff driver. Oh, caution's out. So maybe actually it was a wreck. No, it was a crash on the front stretch, so maybe these guys were involved in that. And now the question will be, will these guys pit? You see Brad Stover crawled back up to 11th with 4 fresh. And I think fresh rubber is going to be the key here at Rockingham because this track is just so grueling on these tires. Requires a lot of brake and it's a tight track. Oh, Dylan Young right into the back of the 77. He's just trying to go around to get his lap back. I don't think there was any frustration there. And no, everybody's going to pit here, I believe. Except for these guys that are going to be trapped a lap down. See 4 tires on for the past champ. And I believe he's going to win the race off the pit lane just narrowly over Carter, Joey, and Charles Sanford. Let's go see what happened. You gotta believe they're not against, or the 65 Rihanna G maybe could have checked up. Instead, runs over. You see, not against Scott hits the wall. Unfortunately, gets run over by Rihanna G and just drifts all over the place. Hits that inside wall. And does some pretty good damage to the left side of that car. That's a tough break for Nonigan Scott. As we'll go back to the green. Getting ready for the restart here. You see a bunch of cars trapped a couple laps down. Dylan Young went 2 laps down by pitting under the green there. Tim Horton also a lap down. Those guys are going to have a lot of work to do at COTA. And Tim Horton could very well do it. He did finish runner-up there in the Carvana wildcard race there in Season 1. As it'll be Patrick Smith, Carter, Joey. They'll lead us back to the green once again. It looks like the 95 did not get going as Charles Sanford is now all over the back bumper of Carter, Joey. But you see, I don't think Charles Sanford wanted to make a move there. Now keep in mind, that 96 team, they get a little help from Levine Family Racing. So essentially, that is a teammate car to Carter Joey. Oh, they wrecked behind. 77's around. Diego Yepes and the 18 of Samet Ozkan is involved in that. Caution flag is back out. And Samet Ozkan trouble, as he would have been the presumptive points leader exiting if he could have, well, actually it was mid-pack. I don't know if that would have been the case, but he would have had a great run today. And yeah, these guys may have only been out for 2 laps, but those tires, you want to take advantage of the fresh rubber here. .35 is in. It's going to be fuel only. So correction, they just wanted to top off, and you see Charles Sanford beats the 95 out. They might have taken tires on that stop. No, they didn't. Just a little bit longer to top off. Let's go see what happened. He just ran out of room, unfortunately, and Diego Yepes, unfortunately, just doesn't catch a break here. He drags Mohamed Zain Abdullah and Samet Ozkan with them. Your Season 3 champ has not had a good run this season, and bad luck just gets worse. He's just ready for the season to be over, I'm sure. As we'll take you back to the green. We're getting ready for the restart once again. It'll be Patrick Smith. Charles Sanford moves up to second. Carter Joey in third. Brad Stover fourth. Zach Fitzwater in fifth. Chris Smith sixth. Seventh is Scott Upton. Eighth is Trevor Collins. Ninth is Rihanna G with the hood damage. Doesn't look to be affecting him though. And Eric Faden rounds out your top 10. For Patrick Smith, a win advances him to the next round, but there's still a long ways to go. And hopefully not many more wrecks as the green flag waves. And Zach Fitzwater trying to capitalize early on the 5 of Brad Stover, and he'll pick him off. And now Fitzwater has his eyes set on the 95. And he just won't get there this time. See, the 35 really did not get going on that restart. He may lose the lead here to Charles Sanford. Sanford puts the bumper to the corner, tries to move him up, side by side down the backstretch. Oh man, Patrick Smith barely makes some room to retake the lead. Caution is out again. And this time I believe it has something to do with Dylan Young and Dick Clark. And right there, Patrick Smith put on a nasty block on the 96. Oh, I'm sure that Sanford will remember that later in the race if these two are battling it out for the win. These guys are pitting once again. Every caution so far. But again, fresh rubber on this track is necessary. It's important if you want to run some quick laps around here. But it sure would be nice to get a few laps of green flag racing. We've been unfortunate so far with that. See, right sides are going on the 35. And right sides only, they're out and away ahead of Charles Sanford. Let's go see what happened. 3 wide doesn't work around here. Neither does 4 wide. That's exactly what happens. You see there almost an incident with the 2100, but the 2 bounces off the wall and just loses control, and the 88 just had nowhere to go. He goes right into the side of Dylan Young, brings out our caution here. So they both are just sliding a tough break. We'll see if we can get more than 2 laps in and we come back. Here we go. I don't believe we've made it even 2-3 laps yet without someone causing a caution. We might have another incident like that because there's lap traffic in front of Patrick Smith, and it's Ben Crouch and Nonigan Scott. Both of them with banged up race cars. This could help out the 96, the 95, and the 5 back there if Patrick Smith is held up on this restart. As the pace car is off, the 19 has control. Green flag will wave. We're back underway. And 35 going to be aggressive right there. He puts the corner to the 15. He's got to be saying, just get the you-know-what out of my way. 52, Usman Hamid, by the way, out of the race after blowing an engine, it looks like. Tough break for Usman and that 52 crew. They're another team who has yet to catch a break. There we go. We've completed 2 laps. Let's see if we can complete 3. Or are we pushing our luck? The 19 Ben Crouch has checked out. We got 29 to go this time. Here comes Sanford. He's running a middle lane, trying to get some grip, maybe to catch this 35. After this, again, we go to Coda. Oh, the 35 did not get through that corner very well. And Charles Sanford is going to look to capitalize. To the inside. Can he complete the pass? He's not going to be able to. And keep in mind, these two have history from earlier in the race. Patrick Smith put on the world's most aggressive block, and he's lucky he didn't get spun. Because I'm telling you, he should have gotten spun out there, but Charles Sanford let up a little bit. But not the way you want to race around here. And again, I'm sure Charles Sanford's going to remember that. Of course, he just lost 2 positions to 2 of our playoff guys. And I'm sure he was just trying to let Carter Joey go, but Zach Fitzwater saw the hole, and he had to take advantage. And now we'll get to see who has a long-run car. See Carter Joey starting to reel in the defending champ. Here we go. Can Carter Joey put pressure on him? He's going to the outside. Carter Joey there trying to, or Patrick Smith just saying, hey, if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to do it to the outside. I'm not giving up this inside lane. And right there, he's going to slide up and block him. Not as aggressive, though, as he was with the 96. And right there, again, he'll hold that inside. He's got to be careful throwing on those blocks like that. I get it. It's a spot in the round of 12 up for grabs right now, but he can't be racing like that. As Carter Joey will now overtake him for the race lead. But Patrick Smith not ready to give up on this. While Carter Joey is. And now Carter Joey will try to pull away. Carter Joey, keep in mind, he won earlier in the season, I believe. Can't remember what race. So he won back at Gateway. Now he'll look to get his 2nd win of the season here at Rockingham. And back behind, it's a battle between the Fords of Zach Fitzwater and Patrick Smith. Now we're really seeing who's got the long-run car, and it looks like it's the 95. Again, though, pit stops are upon us. As you look on back, and you see just how far these guys have fallen off their fast lap speeds. Carter Joey's best lap was a 23.896. His last lap was a 26.102. So that's why these guys are going for 4 tires and pitting every single caution they get, because they know the tire fall off here is just so great. See, Ben Crouch is on the pit lane. Expect the leaders very soon. And you see Patrick Smith, the right side tire's just not paying off for him. He is losing ground big time. And there you see Zach Fitzwater got a little frustrated. He's trying to cut to the pit lane, and these guys will pit. And this will hand the lead to Trevor Collins. He is also 3 seconds off his fastest lap, but he needs a good finish. He entered this race on the bubble of making the next round, so it'll be questionable how will he respond today. He'll pit, so will Kevin McHugh in his final season. Mina Monroe also coming in. See the lapped guys make their way off the pit lane. Patrick Smith gonna go 4 here, and we'll see now if he can chase down the 95. They're both out and away. You see Carter Joey had a big advantage coming into the pit lane, and it looks like he's gonna have a big one coming off the pit lane. And now Nonigan Scott right in the middle of this lap, or he is lap traffic still in this battle. And I do believe Carter Joey will go out to the race lead once again. Yeah, Carter Joey retains the race lead. Patrick Smith 1.8 back as we finally got ourselves a long run. And the question will be now, does the 35 decide to save some fuel? He gains about a 1/10 there. I mean, as tempting as it is for the 35 to try to gain some ground, I think he needs to back off just a little, save some of his stuff up, and then try to make a charge late and hope that the 95 slips up. Zach Fitzwater just got around Nonigan Scott, the lapped car. So now we could possibly add Zach Fitzwater to the mix. Of course, we don't know if they can make it to the end with 10 to go. That's going to be the big question. And you see there Patrick Smith maintaining a 1.3 second advantage. Or Carter Joey is rather over Patrick Smith. So you see there, Patrick Smith, he's just going to push it. And he'll lose 2/10 right there. He just can't afford to be losing time. You see, Carter Joey didn't get through that corner all too well. The other thing we can't rule out is it's 1.2 now. We can't rule out a late race caution. See Patrick Smith getting better corner exit, and that's helping him close this gap up. So maybe Carter Joey trying to save a little bit. Patrick Smith only gains a little bit. He's now 1.2 back. And this time they exit the corner about the same. Six to go. It's 1.13 now. Patrick Smith's going to have to gain a lot very soon. Now keep in mind, he's got a Ford ahead of him. And Max Anderson. Can Carter Joey catch the 21? Because the 21 could have a say in this with 5 to go. Don't rule out the fact that this 21, keep in mind they're not teammates. The 35 is Go Fast, the 21 is the Wood Brothers. But don't rule out a manufacturer alliance here. But of course, 4 to go. Anything's possible. So don't rule it out. And you see he's closing. Meanwhile, Chris Smith is closing on the 35. He wants to pull off an upset. Because keep in mind, if that 42 wins this race, he puts Chip Ganassi Racing's 42 car in the top 33 for next season. 3 to go. And all that progress he made up, he just lost. So you can tell Patrick Smith's car not handling all too well on the long runs. Two to go this time. See Carter Joey taking a low entry. Navy trying to back it down so he doesn't catch the 21, but at the same time doesn't lose the advantage he's got. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Carter Joey. And he's caught the 21. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. See, he'll pull to the inside. So maybe he times it perfect. Carter Joey out of turn 4. He'll get his second win of the season, and now he will lock himself into the round of 12. Congratulations to Carter Joey, a fast Levine Family Racing Toyota today. Patrick Smith, nothing to hang his head over. A solid run for that 35 team, and that should get him a lot of points that they need to help them advance. And it'll give him a little cushion entering Circuit of the Americas. But for Carter Joey, he will join Tim Randolph as 2 cars guaranteed into the round of 12. And we want to thank you for watching. We'll show you your results and standings, and we will be back here tomorrow with you for COTA. Till then, goodbye everyone.